the loss, I'm hard-headed. There's a little bit of madness to my method. Many falling off that fine line that I'm treading. I risk anything to...
Hey guys, Kaz at USA. Today we're going to be going over the Trijicon optics that just came out. We have the RCR, which is the closed emitter. This is a 3.25 MOA. Then we have the RCR, which it can go from a 1 MOA all the way up to a 3.25 MOA. This is an open emitter, just like the standard RMR Type 2. We'll be going over which one I prefer, kind of the price points for each one of them, even though it varies, and which one you should get according to you. So the RCR is a closed emitter, meaning that if you look at the RMR or the RMR HD, you can see like a little laser coming from it, whereas this one is enclosed inside of this metal box, if you want to say. The benefits between a open emitter and a closed emitter: open emitter, basically you're going to have more weather concerns with this. So let's give an example. Patrol officers in a very warm environment, humidity, and he has his air conditioner on, and then he steps out of his vehicle, this lens can get fogged up. Whereas a closed emitter, for raining, for snow, for pretty much every condition you can think of, it's just a simple white, and you're in the fight or whatnot. So the closed emitter is probably better for all purpose, all weather conditions. Now I have been shooting these two, probably a couple thousand rounds, just on these two 2011s. I had the Terran Tactical John Wick 3 with the RMR HD on it, as well as the STI 4.0 Tactical. This is pre-staccato. So I've been running these couple thousand rounds, guys. I've also been running the RMR Type 2, which I've been running this for forever. This thing's dirty and shit like that. But again, been running these two. I love both of them. They both have their pros and cons. And we'll dive into that right now. So the pros between both of the new optics compared to the old Type 2 is the fact that the battery component is now on top. So if you wanted to actually change the battery out, you take it out on top. The RCR is on top of the actual housing as well. The RMR Type 2, as you can see, is on the bottom. Now, the original RMR Type 1s, you had to put a seal plate on them. The Type 2s, I haven't had to put a seal plate on them. Some people still do. It's completely up to you. But again, that's like the drastic difference between the battery compartments. The battery life is supposed to be a little bit longer on these. I'm not sure like the exact specs or whatnot, and I'd have to test it out to give you an actual answer for that. But again, guys, I change my batteries out probably once a year anyways. Aesthetically, which one looks better? Probably the HD looks a little bit better than the RCR. The RCR looks like a big block that you'd put on top of your handgun. But again, guys, for the most part, both these optics are really badass. They work very, very well. With the RMR HD, it does have like a little crosshair, like EOTech looking reticle. You can turn that off too, and you can put it back on just like a single red dot if you want. It's completely up to you and your preference. Me personally, I've tried running both, but I really like the red dot a little bit more than the crosshair feature of the EOTech, more or less. As far as price point, they're both going around the same if you can find them. They're really hard to find right now, guys. I have two of them, two of each. So I'm probably going to throw these on to a SIG 365 that I'm building. I'm a Glock guy, I know, but I'm going to be building two different 365s. So when I get done building those two, they'll probably each have one of these on there as well. Both the buttons are massive. I love that. I love how it's way bigger than the RMR Type 2. So the RMR Type 2 and the RCR buttons, you can see dramatically the difference between those two buttons. let's talk about mounting. So the mounting for the RCR, as you can see here, it has these little screws. I think it's focusing in. So these little kind of like turn dial screws where you have to like position them in and then twist them with like a little Allen key. You gotta rotate them clockwise to tighten them up. It is a little different than having the screws come in through the top, like on the HD and on the RMR Type 2. It was a little bit more difficult to install this one compared to this one. But once I installed them, it's fine. I will say when, let's just say for instance, the lock type comes loose or whatnot after shooting a bunch of rounds out of this, you obviously have to have that Allen key to be able to tighten this up, or hex key or whatnot. But for this one, I actually used a 223 round and tightened up these screws while out on the range. So that was really interesting. Probably not designed for that, but I utilized it and it worked out fine, and I was able to tighten it back up. So again, that's a really neat feature for the RCR. This next thing is, which one is my favorite between the RCR and the RMR HD? I'm actually going to go with the RMR RCR. The RCR, to me, I like the enclosed emitter a little bit better than the RMR HD. I like the way that I view it better, just looking down range. When I'm looking through this, is, to me, it just feels better. Again, it's what your preference is. My preference is having the closed emitter compared to the open emitter, even though I've been training on RMRs for years now. But again, guys, my pick is the RCR. I'll have some B-roll footage so you guys can see me shooting them. But now let's go into another topic about which optic you should get and why you should get either one of them. Now, the RCR is about $650, I believe, for back order, and then the RMR HD maybe is $650, if not a little bit more. And then the RMR Type 2, I've seen these go from, you can find them used on like one of the forums or whatnot for like $350 all the way up to $450, I believe, new from like a store or whatnot. So which one should you get? Good question, guys. We have a couple of different options. It's really according aesthetically what you like the best, as far as the HD and the RCR, or if you like the closed emitter over the open emitter. Essentially, in my opinion, the HD looks better, but functionality wise, I like the enclosed emitter better than I do the HD. I also like the mounting system. Once you get it installed on the pistol, it is harder at the very beginning to get it installed, but after time, it is easier to tighten it back up if you need to. So going back to the different selections, you have the RMR Type 2 and the RMR RCR. So which one should you get between these two? It's all going to determine upon how much money you're trying to spend. So these are not bad optics. I still run these on 99% of my pistols that I have. But if I can get more of these, I will. This video was not sponsored by Trijicon at all. They don't give me anything, guys. I pay for this out of my own pocket. So please subscribe to the channel. YouTube, Cause, Actual. That'd really help me out. Also, check out our classes, www.setsusa.com, CETSUSA.com. We do classes all over the United States. It's not just myself. There's a crew of instructors that we all work together to give you guys the best training. We also do classes in Switzerland too. Anything from rifle, pistol, CQB, night vision, anything you can think of. All right, guys, check us out.